Well, Sergeant Lamb, how are you doing today?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you?
You know, folks, we got a little bit of a treat for you today. Just a little part. You know, we're going to kind of deviate a little bit from political rhetoric and all the stuff that we scream about. Okay?
Rhetoric, indeed.
Yes, and we're going to talk about our favorite star here. You know, Sergeant Lamb. You designed a new system for a motorbike, am I correct?
Yes, I built a new motorcycle. Okay.
Tell me about that. Tell me
all right,
not too much, okay?
Oh yeah, well, I'll make it quick.
Okay.
In the mid-'80s, Yamaha came out with a form of a motorcycle meant for off-roading, trail, hunting, and in the dunes. And basically, it's a dirt bike with huge, fat, quad/rhino sand buggy tires. It was called the Big Wheel. Honda came out with the version they called the Fat Cab, but either way, back in the 80s, four-stroke engines were awful. They had no power. The suspension was shoddy. It was overall just a really crappy bike. It just happened to be the bike that I grew up on. And since, they only made them for 3 years, but since then, from 85 to 88, there's been this cult fan of people that love the big wheels. And so parts are very rare, very hard to find, but they're amazing bikes by concept, but they just suck to ride. So what I did was I took my Yamaha 450, which is a big bore four-stroke.
Yeah, it's a big bike.
Yeah, it's a big bike, meant for the dunes, meant for the motocross track, great suspension, a lot of power, and I was able to did the design and I custom built some triple clamps and swing arms to fit Rhino tires. And for all those that don't know, like Rhino is that's like a Baja style go-kart, and so they're really big, fat tires. And I guess you could say it's kind of like in Batman Begins when his Batmobile blows up and he just has that motorbike with those ridiculous fat tires. That's pretty much what I did. So stay tuned after the show. You can see a bunch of photos of it, and there'll be a link to my website where you could buy it. Because, again, this is a kit, so this actually doesn't modify the bike as a whole. You can just go back and forth between skinny tires if you want to go to the track and fat tires if you want to go to the dunes or you're going hunting. So it's kind of a cool little modification. Hopefully some people will want some.
We will look at that at the end of the show. How about the safety features on it? Is it any less? I mean, is it
No, I mean it's a cushy ride. I mean, actually, it's a little bit more safe because if you're big into the dunes on your traditional normal tires, it's very squirrely. The second you hit a really soft patch, you have to really hold your handlebars straight to just keep going in a straight line. But with these huge fat tires, it's like a limo on freaking clouds. It's very smooth, very safe. I took it to the track just to see how it would hold up. I mean, it's not meant for the track, but I was doing some pretty big jumps, and just to make sure that the endurance and the strength of the custom parts are up to spec. And it's a smooth, wild ride.
It's always better safe than sorry.
That's right.
All the time. Well, listen, we'll be back in about a minute. Talk to you about rhetoric.
Rhetoric, yeah.
The rhetoric that we come up with. So stay tuned, okay? Hey, we're back. Hey, those are some nice pictures there. You know that?
Yes, they are.
I'm very.
I look good, don't I?
Oh yeah.
The camera had 50 pounds in my case, though.
Well, we can always blame the camera. But what can I tell you?
Photoshop.
Now let's get back to our own thing. I heard about the gay movement and everybody's heard about the gay movement and everything else. But when the politicians get into beyond gay. This is beyond gay. This guy, he became a stylist.
Well, all right. Basically, to preface this properly, presidential candidate, or Republican nominee, Michelle Bachmann, who did sign, with the Protect America Act, there's an evangelical group that sent to all the Republican candidates saying, you need to sign this, and that's our family values plan, and it just goes on about, actually, a lot of it was very, very, very offensive, very racist, saying that gay is a choice, and they should not have the same rights to get married. There was even this section about it where they were saying that African Americans were better under slavery as far as their families stayed together. I mean, it is ridiculous, this evangelical church that made, in order, if you're going to get our votes from our, our parishioners, you're going to need to sign this statement. Of course, Michelle Bachmann signed it with all pleasure because, again, she doesn't like the gays or anything. And people really Google Marcus Bachmann, okay? Not only does he like to wave like this to people, very feminine, and he...
We're not slamming...
No.
We're just saying what is really fact.
If you want to be gay, by all means, I hope one day you'll be serving amongst the ranks and me and my military, and I hope one day you can get married. But we're not talking about gay people. We're talking about homophobes that are bashing gay people when they're actually gay themselves. So Marcus Bachmann, you got to look for yourself, people. Okay, not only is he very, very feminine, he also is a self-proclaimed stylist for his wife. He went and picked her out a pantsuit with matching purse and matching shoes. Okay.
Oh my.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I go shopping with my wife, this is our conversation. How long do I have to hold your purse for? And that's the end of it. And then, honey, does this look good? I don't know. Does this make my butt look big? I don't know. Are you even looking? What? I mean, that's shopping with a straight man. Yeah, I mean, it's not like in the movies where we just sit back and, oh wow, try on the next outfit, and I'm walking on sunshine, it's playing in the background, and it's just some 80s BS crap. No, not how it goes. So, I mean, the fact that the potential first man is going to be the stylist for his wife, it's awfully very, very suspicious. And again, you have to listen to him speak because his voice says it all. And this is a guy...
Because I hate for the military to be marching down the avenue in booties. I really don't... I don't see that,
He's going to be up there with, clang, clang, clang with a trolley.
Yeah.
But again, and this is a guy who also was... He did a radio interview, and again, you can just YouTube this, where he says gays it is a choice. He says that they are barbarians and they need to be disciplined. Okay. Now he's talking about spanking gay guys. That sounds like a gay guy. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. That sounds like something a gay guy would want to do as opposed as discipline.
Sounds like somebody hasn't woken up yet.
Yeah, and again, I gotta say, what's up with these Republicans? Because they're such hypocrites. So not only is he very borderline questionable, he was also, him and his wife are the CEO of a medical clinic where they were accepting Medicare money. So this is government funds. So keep in mind, they hate Medicare. They hate Medicare. They're trying to destroy it, as we know, by passing the Paul Ryan voucher program. But they're more than happy to accept checks from the government to pray the gay away. So he was having people come to his medical clinic and, oh, I'm sick, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're gay? Well, hey, why don't you start showing up here because I'm going to help you pray the gay away. And they were charging taxpayers for it.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that something, indeed?
I thought I was a zebra one time. You think they got some kind
pray
of...
the zebra away? Well,
you know what? Zebra away, yes.
Go in there for anything because they'll write up a bill and charge the taxpayers. Because that's what Republicans like to do. They hate it when you and I, if we have a hard time and we need unemployment, even though we paid into it since day one, same with Medicare and Social Security, so they hate it when we get benefits we've paid into.
Right.
But if you're a corporation and you need a couple more $3 billion, $4 billion for some more oil wells, hey, that's cool. Or if you're a corporate jet owner, hey, by all means. I mean, they love corporate welfare. They just don't like people welfare.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is really something. I know you heard it here first, so I mean, just remember that we are, our show is really politics. Speaking of that, on a closing note, okay?
What's up?
Next week we are going to talk about the new political party that just started.
Which one's that? The Tea Party, the Coffee Party, the Green Party, the Progressive Party?
The American Salvation Party or something, it's a new party, and I think it's made out of some Democrats and some Republicans. Mm-hmm. The headquarters is in Washington, D.C. It is a known I mean, it's an accepted, legally accepted party.
I'll look into that.
It's brand new, and we'll be talking about these people, you know, next week about them.
Well, on that note, let me explain to some people. Like, a lot of people are like, why do we have a two-party system? Okay, and just real quickly, just a little history lesson. Okay, if
Our forefathers could only count to two.
yeah, all right. So let's say 2000. All right. Year 2000, we had Gore for Democrats, we had Bush, for Republicans, and we had Ralph Nader for the Green Party. Okay, so if you generally, when you have a two-party system, you get 51 for one direction, 49 for the other. So majority of the Americans got to pick their president. Okay, so here's the danger with third parties. Ralph Nader happened to steal some votes because he was borderline Democrat. He kind of fell into that category, just like some people like say they're an independent, like McCain's a maverick, but he's going to caucus with the Republicans. So you had, let's just say, 29% of the voters vote for Gore, 32% voted for Ralph Nader, so that's, there's already 63, okay? But Bush won because he had the other half. So the 40%, or whatever, the 40% trumped the 30% that went to the Democrats and the 30% that went to the Green Party. So did the majority of the country actually select the president? No, it was actually the minority.
Right.
And that is why we have a two-party system. So regardless of what party they caucus with, whether it be the Tea Party, the Libertarians, or whatever, in the end, they have to pick a ticket as a Democrat or a Republican. And that is why we have a two-party system. The only way we're going to get around that is if we pick up what UK does, and it's runoff elections, where you get your first choice, your second choice, and if this guy didn't win, it goes down to the second choice. And that way, again, you end up with a 51-49 split.
Yeah.
So
they're going to focus on the 2012 elections, according to.
I hope so. Lately, Obama's going to need help.
So anyway,
He's screwing up big time. I hate to say it. He's about with this. We'll talk about it again next week. But stay tuned for political suicide. It will be coming up very shortly.
Very shortly, okay? And I already bought my ticket. So until the next time, Sylvan Lamb,
Raw.
Adrian Dante. Take care.